Hello, sixth graders. Good morning to you and happy Friday. I'm really sorry I'm not there to be playing Adele for you today. It's disappointing, I know. I'm gone today, obviously. I'm at a conference, but I'll be back on Monday, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick 5-minute overview of what we're going to be working on today. It's pretty self-explanatory once you get the packet and you start working through it. Okay, but I kind of want to step back, okay, because we've been talking about ocean currents, and yesterday we kind of pieced together what we've kind of already learned. Let's think about the things we've already learned. Okay, we learned that wind happens because Earth is heated up differently at different locations. Differential heating of the Earth's surface, right? That's what we called it. And if air is warmed up over here, it's going to rise, and the cool air is going to take its place, and we have wind. Okay. A couple days ago, we did a lab where we looked at the densities of water. We found that that colder water is more dense, that saltier water is more dense, and that as water is sinking and rising, it creates a little bit of current. Additionally, we have the Earth spinning. We have the Coriolis effect. So when the Earth spins, it not only deflects the wind, it also deflects the water. Ocean currents also run into continents, right? So if I'm going one direction and I don't listen to the band. If I'm going a certain direction, okay, and I hit a continent, right, I'm going to get diverted. I'm going to go somewhere else. Okay, we've learned about all these processes. We've learned about the atmosphere. Okay, now the question is, okay, how do all these things affect climate? Okay, today in particular, we're going to look at how ocean currents affect climate, and then next week we're going to start group projects where you're going to research a particular climate and you're going to explain to the class after you research and prepare how ocean currents, how sun, how latitudes and longitudes, how all that affects global climates. I'm going to give each of you a separate climate to research, okay? But for today, okay, I want to focus on how do ocean currents, okay, how do ocean currents affect climate, okay? You're going to have a packet that looks like this, okay? It might be a little edited, but it's going to look something like this. Let me move my face out of the way. We've seen this before. In fact, yesterday we drew this in our ISNs. We have the ocean currents. We've got the red is the warm current, the blue is the cold current, and they have profound effects on the climate, okay? You're going to read the introduction as a class, and then you're going to make a prediction about these three locations. We have the western coast of South America, we have north of Scandinavia area, and we have, looks like, off the coast of Japan area, okay? And you're going to make predictions on how those currents affect climate, okay? And I'll let you look at those yourself, okay? But one part I do want to pay attention to is Procedure 2, okay? Procedure 2 involves graphing, and if you don't know this about me already, I love graphing. I love graphing. Graphing is one of my favorite things because I like to visualize, and I love numbers, and I love to put numbers on a picture so that I can understand them better, okay? Now, I want you to read the instructions, even though I'm going to explain part of it to you right now, but it's very, very important you read the procedure and you understand the procedure. What you're going to do is you're going to graph data on 3 different cities, those 3 cities I just mentioned, the one in South America, Norway, and Japan. Okay, you're going to graph the data. Now, for each city, there's 2 pieces of data you're going to graph. Okay, you're going to graph the temperature, and you can see the temperature on the left-hand side. You see that? Okay, left-hand side is temperature. That's your left y-axis. You're going to graph a line graph. Okay, remember a line graph is when you plot a point for each month, and then you'll connect the dots with a ruler to create a nice curve. Okay, so temperature, you use the left-hand y-axis to plot points for each month of the year. Now, if you look on the bottom, excuse me, you can see the months of the year: January, February, March, April, May, and so on the bottom. The way I chose to plot the points is I just plotted them in the middle of the box. So for January, I plotted it, in the middle, not on one side or the other, just in the middle. Okay, so remember, line graph is for temperature. You plot points. When you're done plotting all the points, you connect the dots. Okay, now on the same grid for that city, you're also going to make a bar graph of precipitation. Okay, now we're going to go way back to the first week of January precipitation is the fancy word that means moisture that falls from the sky in the terms of snow, or it could be snow, could be rain, could be hail. Precipitation is just falling water, okay? You're going to graph precipitation as a function of how many inches it fell each year on here as well, okay? Now, I'm going to show you how I did mine. I made mine up. Don't copy me because I just made this data up. But it's going to end up looking something like this. This is hard. Okay, so you can tell my blue graph is my line graph. It represents the temperatures over the course of the year. My orange bar graph represents the precipitation as far as inches falling per month per year. Okay, so you're going to graph temperature and you're going to graph precipitation on the same graph. And you're going to use those graphs to basically analyze how those ocean currents, okay, affect those climates. Okay. Now, there are also some questions at the very end you're going to answer. There's 7 post-activity questions. You'll be working in groups to do the graphs, and you can certainly work in groups to do the questions as well. But I want to stress once again, working together does not mean one person is writing and everybody else is copying. Working together means coming to a consensus, working together at finding a common answer that makes sense to all of you, and then recording that in your own words. Okay. Hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on Monday.